Now we are. All right. We're being seen around the world on the live video stream. That's available to you at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link that will get you there. If you're on a mobile device, your YouTube app will do it. Just put Mornings with the Leader Man in there. Leader Man, all one word. And we should pop up there at the top of your results. If you're on a mobile device just looking for our crystal clear digital audio stream, that's available through the TuneIn, iTunes platforms. Other platforms will do it too. Just put WEEB into your search, or you can always get our crystal clear digital stream off of our website at talk973.com. Top right-hand corner of every page, the icon says Listen Live. One tap of that, you're listening live just that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills. Another day around the thunderstorms on tap before they lessen in effect, but still 50-50 chance over the weekend. But you'll see a little more sun, so you'll get thoroughly baked. But hopefully it'll be good weather for farm days up there in Robbins. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. But mostly cloudy today with thunderstorms popping up at most any time, so you know how that works. High today of 83, heat index around 88. Tonight, more of the same. A low of 73. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, scattered showers, 86 for a high, heat index of 92. Saturday night, partly cloudy, more thunderstorms expected, but just a 40% chance instead of the 70 we've been having. So a low of 73. Sunday, partly cloudy, scattered showers, high of 91. Right now around the Sandhills next week, starting on Tuesday, here's your little itty-bitty ray of hope here. I did the long-term forecast models last night, and our dew points dropped down during the day, starting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, down to 69, 68, which will seem like a lot compared to what we've been having.
Yeah.
When it's been hovering in the 73, 75 range, and it's been as high as 78 and 79, during the evening after a thunderstorm, then the 68 will feel real refreshing with 69. But that's still in the muggy range. You really want 68 and lower, then you really start feeling the effects of the lower dew points. But we'll be around 68, 69 in the afternoons, where if you sit still, it's not quite as draining on you. That makes sense. So that's your little ray of hope. That's the only hope I can find in the forecast. Other than that, it's Groundhog Day continued. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are east at 3, visibility 10 statute miles, pressure 3018, dew point at a very uncomfortable 71. Humidity maxed out 100%. It's cloudy, 71 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM. And 990 AM WEEB. 7:32 past the hour. Let's jump to our sound bites this morning.
Hey, before we do that, can I say I want to congratulate Nick Paserno. And I mean this 100%. I couldn't think of a better man to be appointed to that lottery deal.
No, I like Nick a lot. I think he's a straightforward guy. He understands numbers. He's a businessman.
He delves into the numbers.
He won't play politics with the assignment. He knows that you have to negotiate and compromise in some situations. But I can't think of anything negative to say about the man. So,
I think he was a very, very good thing to happen to Moore County, and so congratulations, Nick.
Yep. They could have picked me, but they didn't. No, I think Nick's the right choice for this. He's well versed into the school situation and the aggravation the schools have to deal with on a yearly basis from the state legislature of having to run their budgets before the state legislature releases their budget so the schools know how much money they're going to give. But without getting all those weeds, Nick does understand that and has a thorough knowledge about it, so he can help push the Lottery Commission to do that which it promised to do from the get-go, and that is to help fund school construction in the state. And be nice if we could get our fair share here and stay out of our pocket on a local basis.
Yeah, you mentioned it. I am surprised that our local representatives did not submit your name also.
I was shocked, but you know, I plan on having a full-time job here very soon. Our good news file, we'll start with the good news. A family in Louisiana went shopping with their 17-year-old autistic son, and he started watching a worker stock shelves there in the grocery store. And the worker was a 20-year-old guy named Jordan Taylor. And Jordan asked the kid if he wanted to help out. Jordan spent half an hour with the kid, handing him juice cartons so that he could stock the shelves. The family filmed it, and it went viral. And then a GoFundMe page went up for Jordan's education, and they raised $90,000 in one day. I need these people to fill out GoFundMe pages for me.
Yeah.
Yes. Help my sleep deprivation, you know, and give me enough income so I don't have to get up every morning so early.
Well, and I think you could handle handing boxes off to somebody to put on shelves.
Yeah, I mean, for one afternoon. But anyway, the point is, the sense of value that this young man gave the autistic youngster, and the life lesson it was teaching him there. But here are the parents talking about it.
He was just so happy, and he was happy putting the juices up, and I was just happy that I could make somebody else happy. And I never pictured all this would happen. I was just being me. That's it. I just wanted to help somebody else out, enjoy something.
Okay. Now the father talks about watching.
Now, who was that with you?
That was the stock person.
Okay.
Watching a miracle in action. You know Jordan? Yes. Let me tell you, man. Well, you know my boy right there. He's an autistic child. And getting to understand, we were coming down the hall. Wow. And he was watching Jordan son. We've been here 30 minutes.
I'm sure it was big news and a big emotional event for the parents who saw potential that the son displayed that they didn't know he had. So
that's a nice story, Dave.
A barber in Florida, you have to decide whether this is child cruelty or not. And the mama was in on it. It's the old I accidentally cut your ear off moment in the barber chair.
What?
The child sitting in the chair, and I believe the mother and the kid made a bet earlier that she couldn't make him cry. So the barber's cutting away, and all of a sudden he drops a fake ear on the floor. And he, oh my gosh, this has never happened. I accidentally cut your ear off. You know, maybe we can glue it back on. Here's the actual audio from it.
Oh my God, dude, I think we need to call an ambulance.
Yes, please.
Oh my God.
Mommy.
Oh my God.
Please call Mommy.
Should we get her?
Yes.
Just take a look. It's not that. I think we can put a Band-Aid on it. I've never had anything like this happen before. I don't know what to do. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
Is that my ear?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Hey, Mom?
Yeah. Get over here now. Now.
I think we can probably just glue it back on.
Look at my ear.
You have a problem.
It's on the ground.
We got another one. What's the big deal?
How'd that happen?
Huh?
How'd that happen?
He moved. Hey, do you remember that roach prank where you said I couldn't make you cry?
Yes.
You're fine.
All right, is that cruelty
No, it's not cruelty.
Terrorizing the poor kid.
I didn't terrorize him.
Is that a Bob Acostas moment? You know, you picking on him? CNN.
Oh, not Bob. Whatever his name is.
Acostas.
Acosta. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his first name?
Bob.
No, Bob Acosta is a sports guy.
That's him. Anyway, he was at the Trump rally and
Jim Acosta.
Okay, Jim Acosta. At the Trump rally, and Trump talked about fake news, and the crowd turned around, looked at Acosta, and says, CNN sucks. CNN sucks. CNN sucks.
I think that's hilarious.
And the next day, Acosta is in the press room going, do you think that's appropriate that the president encourages people to attack the news media? I went, if I was Sarah Sanders, I would have said, well, Bob, if you need a safe room, we'll be sure to provide you one at the next rally where you can go and escape the freedom of speech being put upon you. And calm down there.
That would have been a good answer, because that's exactly what they use safe rooms for.
Yes, I mean, you know, he's going, they're picking on other governors' names and saying bad things about us. You know, that's not fair. It's not right.
What a clown that guy is.
What a two-faced. That's what I said. I said, you know, we'll provide you with a safe room next time. And we'll provide you with a ukulele and a fake campfire. You can sing Kumbaya in the room. How's that sound, Bob?
Hey, Steve, this is kind of an obscure question. There is a right answer, but what started the whole collusion investigation and brouhaha? Do you remember? And I say it's obscure.
I've never cared.
But nothing comes to mind that started it?
Well, there's no law against collusion.
No,
it's just not in the law books.
I'm just talking about what started it all. Do you remember? Or does it come to mind? And that's why I say it's kind of an obscure question.
Probably a Russian meeting that his son had.
No, I think the whole thing that started...
It lasted 20 minutes before he found out it was a hoax of a meeting and left.
Yeah, before that, there was that dossier that was circulating. And,
the Steele dossier.
So I don't know if you heard, but Sanders mentioned that, you know, that this was all started by a fake dossier. And then CNN, who's the guy that used to be the spokesman for the anti-gun deal? Oh, doggone it, I just had his name in my mind and it slipped. Anyway, he said that was a lie. Obviously, that's a lie. So these guys on CNN are off the leash.
All they want to do is interrupt and push their narrative on you. That's what they want to do. Sarah was she sat through his whole question, didn't interrupt him, and as soon as she starts talking, he starts trying to push the narrative on her. You know, shouldn't the president come out and say that this is not appropriate behavior, that no, we have a right to report the news, and no, they have an equal right to speak their opinion too. Just because you have a microphone doesn't make your right any greater than theirs.
Yeah, and that was piled on by that other clown in the back who started whining about essentially pushing his First Amendment right, and she said, well, we also believe in the freedom of speech.
You know, even if it's just a closet in the White House, I would just say to him, you may go to the safe room and calm down until you're in a good place. We put one in just for y'all.
They're out of the closet now.
And actually have one. Don't pretend you have one, really have one. All right, 7:43. More sound bites this morning. Burglars tried to break into a house in Indiana, and the owner's pet pig was inside. And they were so freaked that they all took off without stealing anything.
They completely damaged, like, my entire door. My whole door was ruined. It's scary to think about, like, what if my kids and I would have been home? Yeah, it's definitely terrifying. You don't want anything like that to happen. They were guessing that whenever the person broke in, that they were probably pretty surprised that I had a pig. And they were like, okay, we don't want to deal with this. the moment, like, I seen him, I knew. He was like, he loved me instantly. Yeah, he's perfect. He's a perfect animal.
Now, what would the media be saying?
Wait a minute. And the pig said...
Sorry about that. Now, what would the media have said if that had been a man talking, referring to his wife or girlfriend as the pig? That would have been... Did they interview the guy?
No, but they did notice the pig only had 3 legs.
Oh, this is a real pig?
Yes. And they asked her, what's with the 3 legs if he's such a good pig? She says, well, a pig that good, you don't eat all at once.
You need to give me a computer so I can give you a rim shot once in a while.
Texas. That's not immune from road rage. I think we have road rage in every town in America every day. Not that it spills out into the street. It was only behind your car. You wish you had your little button there, the secret ray gun, and go, get out of the way, slow person, doing 25 into 45. I was coming back from Carthage yesterday and got behind. I was on the 55 zone, and we're doing 40.
No, and there's no way to go.
Well, he's got a trick. You know, and people with trucks don't know how to drive. Like Matt, he got a truck. He knows how to drive. And
I don't have a truck.
You do have a truck.
I don't.
Lost that one?
No, that truck that you've seen, that was my wife's truck. I drive the...
Well, Matt drives the truck occasionally. When he's got it, he feels empowered.
Do I?
No, I was asking Aaron Cooper yesterday, what's his #1 thing he sells? His trucks.
Oh, they're great. They're very useful.
That's his biggest seller. But sometimes you get you know it, the story. Well, this woman saw a road rage fight spill out into this highway, and so she started narrating her narration of this great event here.
This is live in action for real. These 2 men acting a fool on the side of 35, yeah. I ain't making this up. Girl, shut up. This is too much for me. Can we get some movement? Yo, let's chop this up.
There's your next ESPN announcer for you.
Playing the fool. That is a great description.
She can sit next to Michael Daffy Duck Strahan. Where he can, Daffy Duck every word he speaks.
Listen, I'm going to start talking like that if I can make the money he does.
You know how it is. Daffy Duck, Porky Pig together.
Calling car 458-296-73056. Hold up reported at Semi Supermarket. Suspect described as a little old lady wearing a blue dress and bonnet.
Car 458-296-73056. That's us. Of course, that's us. Now get moving fast. Cherry and herring, quick. But look, I'm sergeant, and what I say goes. So go.
See? Michael Strahan, right?
Don't you miss Mel Blanc? Nobody else can do the voices like he did.
No, nobody can. We can just try. An African-American woman in Seattle forgot her password with the electric company, so she had them send a temporary password to reset it. And the word they sent had the N-word in it. Obviously, it's just, they say, a, quote, crazy fluke. The computer generates random letters and numbers, but the woman is trying to convince herself that a real person did it on purpose as a hate crime. Her name is Erica Conway.
What's the crime, by the way?
A company rep named Janet Kim is also in this clip.
Shocked, disbelief, disgusted, angry. I do believe a person...
And keep in mind, she's got the thought of cha-ching in the background for her.
Deliberately did that. I clicked forgot password and got a temporary password from PSE, and it was capital NIGGA, and I was quite shocked. I was like on an emotional roller coaster. Shocked, disbelief, disgusted, angry. I was truly in disbelief because I was like, this is not normal and this is not what a temporary password is supposed to say. I had said, do you guys screen out certain words? And Lydia was like, yes, we do. And I said, well, you guys didn't screen out this word. And she said, why would we? And I said, what do you mean, why would we? This is an offensive word. And she stated to me, no one uses that word anymore. And I was like, where are you living? What planet are you living on?
This was offensive. There was no question about that. We apologize to this customer, to the community for what has happened, and we are trying to do what we can to make it right. These passwords are generated automatically, so they go straight from the system, straight to the customer.
This is 2018. We're still dealing with issues like this, and it's pretty sad. As a society, it's pretty sad.
When she says still dealing with issues, you mean stupid, ignorant people?
Who knows?
All right, now, so I'll bet the N-word is on their blacklist, but the acceptable rap version of the N-word probably isn't because it's used all the time. That's just asinine. All right. I'm not going to give that any more time.
All right, from Hollyweird. First up, let's talk about...
By the way, one little bit more time. Did they turn on her camera so they could see what she looked like?
No. Charlie Sheen is trying to get his child support payment reduced because he claims he can't afford them anymore. Charlie pays $20,000 a month to Denise Richards for their daughters, Sam and Lola.
Yeah, it's cutting into his cocaine and hookers.
And $55,000 a month to Brooke Mueller for their twin sons, Bob and Max. So he's got a $75,000 a month payment right there. Wham. But he says he's down to less than $10 million, and bills are piling up.
Who among us doesn't have $75,000?
Gee, you got all your yes men hanging around, and the whore bill and the coke bill come due. Eats into that $10 million.
Yes, it does.
And you got to remember that what is it? The 2.5 Men, still in syndication. Still, he gets a check every time that thing airs anywhere in the country, or the world for that matter. So don't feel too sorry for this guy. And he can't find steady work because he says he's been, quote, blacklisted from many aspects of the entertainment industry.
Why? Why?
I don't know. He was just...
Same reason you and I would.
Maybe because his nose sounds like it's burnt in two. He owes millions to his lawyers, the IRS, and the bank for his mortgage. And he's past due on gardening and pool cleaning bills. Oh, the horror of it. How's my grass going to get mowed? Sober up, mow it. Back in February, he put his Beverly Hills estate on the market for $10 million. In 2010, Charlie was the highest paid actor on TV, making $1.8 million per episode for 2.5 Men. But that was before he started winning. So...
Yeah, and he's never known what it's like to be a regular person. He grew up Charlie Sheen's son.
All right, let's see. Well, James Bond's Aston Martin DB5 tops the poll of the 40 greatest movie cars of all time. Of course, it's a British poll, so go figure there. But we have the top 10 for you. You have any movie cars that stick out in your mind?
Well, that Lotus, certainly. The James Bond Lotus is one. From Moonraker.
Well, let's see what they do have that. It's number 6. It's called Lotus Spirit S1 from The Spy Who Loved Me.
Spy Who Loved Me?
Mm-hmm.
Must be a different.
Number 2, the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car, a customized Paragon Panther from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang back in 1968.
Is Paragon Panther, is that a British car too?
I have no idea. Doc Brown's DeLorean, an 81 DeLorean DMC-12 from Back to the Future trilogy.
Yeah.
Herbie the Love Bug, the 63 Model 117 Volkswagen.
So it sounds like they were just naming all the cars they could think of in movies.
No, that came in number 4. Number 5, Batman, the Batmobile from The Dark Knight. Number 6, we did that one. Number 7, Grease Lightning, a 48 Ford Deluxe from Grease. Charlie's Getaway Car in the 68 Austin MK1 Mini Cooper S from the Italian Job. Number 9 from Bullitt, the Ford Mustang GT Fastback, Steve McQueen drove. And number 10 is the Batmobile again, a customized 54 Lincoln Futura from the Batman the movie. Okay. And Tim Allen says Last Man Standing won't shy away from politics and that his character, Mike Baxter, is probably a supporter of President Trump, but he may have some reservations. Tim said, quote, Mike Baxter is a practical guy, I think. He owns a big business, and as a help to his business, he's probably pro-Trump. He probably doesn't defend him. I think he's going to be more of a centrist. Whatever good for his business and is good for the state of Colorado, any agency he does or any policies he does, he's going to go with.
Now, his character in that, I thought his character was an employee, not the owner. So he must be talking about the other guy.
The old guy is the owner, but I think Mike owns a share.
Ah.
Tim said that he was expecting Hillary Clinton to win the election, and he's somewhat disappointed that she didn't because he had a bunch of jokes ready. He said, we had a bank of stuff. Those of us in comedy business went shoot. Because of Trump's victory, we didn't have all the pantsuit stuff that we really wanted to do.
Yeah, because there's a shortage of joke opportunities with Trump.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it is. I liked the show. I thought it had good writing on it.
I've seen a couple episodes, but I don't watch it.
And, you know, he's got a son-in-law in the show who's a flaming liberal, far, far left, you know, save the planet kumbaya guy. And they show that contrast a lot. And Tim sometimes will come to the left a little bit, and sometimes his son-in-law comes to the right a little bit. Particularly when they're talking about Tim's grandson that the liberals are father to, and the raising of him with the right input into his life. I hope all that made sense. All right, some of the things you need to know today. Might not get to all of them here. We'll pick them up next hour if we don't. So you don't sound stupid today. Heaven forbid we do that. Jennifer Aniston said in an interview that she's been treated worse by women than men in Hollywood. Yeah, the women still are lovers away. I'm sorry, the women still are her lovers away. The kid that broke one of Michael Phelps' world swim records the other day is named, get this, Clark Kent. Well, he cheated. He's got superpowers.
Yeah, that's super.
Add radio talk show host Art Bell to the list of people who died from an accidental drug overdose. All of the drugs he was taking were legal and from prescriptions. Kroger is going to stop accepting Visa cards in their stores in Northern California, and the ban may expand to other stores. It's all about the fees Visa charges, which Kroger feels has gotten too high. Police in Maine pulled over a man who drove a scooter all the way from Massachusetts using a cell phone as a headlight. currently here in the Sand Hills area. 71 degrees. Your full forecast is on the way next. And we'll follow it up with all the latest news and sports and all that starts right now, boys and girls. It is 8 o'clock.
That gravy train of moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, bringing that tropical air into the region, continues again today, but it comes to an end tonight, and especially so tomorrow. And what that means, lesser chances for rain into the weekend. Now, we still have our flash flood watch in effect for parts of the area through this evening. Some of the rain we see, especially this afternoon, will be heavy at times, the high in the low to mid-80s. Early evening showers and storms, then partly cloudy tonight with the low in the low 70s. A small chance for a storm Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. In about a half hour, we'll find out if the experts are right. They're predicting that America's employers grew their payrolls by roughly 191,000 jobs last month. The government releases the July employment report in about 30 minutes. It may show an unemployment rate of below 4%. The Russians are doing what they've been doing for years. That's what Trump administration officials are saying about the Kremlin's meddling in U.S. elections.
Our adversaries have shown they have the willingness and capability to interfere in our elections.
Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen at a White House briefing the other day. FBI Director Christopher Wray was there as well.
We are not yet seeing the same kind of efforts to specifically target election infrastructure, voter registration databases in particular. But we are seeing are the malign influence operations, in effect, information warfare.
Top administration security and intelligence officials say they're aware of the Russian threat, and the administration is pushing back. President Trump, tongue planted firmly in cheek, says he may have to resort to reverse psychology to get Democrats to go along with money for a border wall.
Anything I want, they want to oppose. I just figured out how to do the wall. I'll say, I don't want to build a wall, and they'll insist on building it.
Mr. Trump at a campaign rally in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. He also says he is willing to shut down the government. In order to get the wall, Mr. Trump declares, we need border security. The reward for the safe return of missing Iowa college student Molly Tibbetts has now grown to $172,000. Authorities looking for a 12-year-old girl from China. They say she was abducted yesterday afternoon from Washington's Reagan Airport. Wall Street, Dow futures up 12 points. NASDAQ futures had 19. S&P futures up 4 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
When it comes to your pain, many of you might be skeptical, like I was, about ordering Relief Factor. Pat Boone again for this wonderful 100% drug-free supplement designed to help your own body lower or eliminate occasional aches and pains due to aging, exercise, everyday living. I'm not skeptical any longer. The 3-week quick start is now discounted to only $19.95. Why don't you let us see if we can get you out of pain, too, at ReliefFactor.com.
You wouldn't put a square peg in a round hole, so why would you deploy a traditional firewall in a modern decentralized network? Firewalls have new requirements for businesses leveraging SaaS-based applications and public cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. We're in the cloud generation now, so your firewalls have to be engineered to fit right in. Reclaim your cloud network. Try a Barracuda Cloud Generation Network or application firewall free at barracuda.com/firewalls.
The Bank of England's governor says the possibility of a no-deal Brexit is uncomfortably high and highly undesirable.
The Bank of England is responsible for ensuring there's stability within the financial system. And Mark Carney said it had taken steps to ensure that banks had the capital and liquidity they needed and that contingency plans for a no-deal Brexit were in place. But although he said the risk of Britain leaving the EU without a deal or a transition period was relatively low, he also insisted it was uncomfortably high. He said such an outcome would lead to disruption to trade as we know it and higher prices for a period of time.
That's the BBC's Tom Barton. Japan's government urging a medical university to promptly disclose the results of an investigation of its admissions practices that allegedly disadvantaged female applicants. News and analysis, townhall.com. Senators may not get the chance before the midterms to vote on the president's Supreme Court nominee.
The National Archives and Records Administration says it won't be until the end of October for the review to be finished on nearly 1 million documents from Brett Kavanaugh's time in the George W. Bush White House. Republicans in the Senate, like Utah's Orrin Hatch, don't like the Democrats' paper chase.
We can't keep going down this partisan, picky, stupid road.
Iowa's Chuck Grassley wants to push through, even if Democrats don't have all the documents.
What more do they need to know to vote no?
Kavanaugh is a conservative whose views on gay marriage, abortion, and executive power could tip the court to the right. Ed Donahue, Washington.
Well, it's official now. Apple is a $1 trillion company, the first publicly traded company valued at $1 trillion. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Being overweight is the #1 health problem in America today. It leads to so many avoidable health issues. If you have a weight problem and finally want to do something about it, then do what I did and participate in the Transforming You Weight Loss Program, offered by Dr. Sharon Wright at Wright Chiropractic in 7 Lakes. It's a customized, physician-assisted program based on your body type and your goals. A healthier, more vibrant, spirited, and slimmer you emerges. Now, I lost 25 pounds in the first month and 50 pounds to date. That keeps me motivated. Now, the program is easy to follow. I'm Steve Leader Adams, and if I can do it, you can do it. Give Dr. Wright a call and set up your no-charge consultation about the Transforming You Weight Loss Program at 910-673-2225. That's Wright Chiropractic at 673-2225.
Fields Plumbing and Heating has served Moore County since 1948. Actually, the founder, J. Ellis Fields, started in the business as a boy in 1907 with Pinehurst Inc., who provided plumbing and heating services to Pinehurst homes and local hotels. Today, Fields Plumbing and Heating continues to provide superior heating service, plumbing technology, and customer service at the best possible price. When you need help, call the company with the most experience. Fields Plumbing and Heating, 910-949-3232. 949-3232.
54, 23, 5. The Sandhills Community College CCP program has 54 college transfer courses, 23 career technical certificate and diploma pathways, and 5 continuing education pathways. These courses and pathways allow high school juniors and seniors to take college classes for free while in high school. Even better, if they pass 4 CCP classes, they qualify for 2 years totally free at Sandhills. Of course, there is fine print, but no time to tell you everything now. Each high school has a CCP counselor. Contact them for all the details or call Sandhills.
The drug problems we have in Moore County is because of the dealers and the traffickers who are the end representatives of the cartels. And they've got to be our major focus. Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and I'm backing Steve Adams for sheriff. Wait until you hear this. For years, fentanyl-related overdoses in the U.S. never exceeded a few thousand. By September of 2017, they had accounted for more than 26,000 deaths. It's not the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies that are killing us. Chinese and Mexican and other nations' cartels are producing fentanyl-like compounds called analogs. That allows them to exploit discrepancies in the laws in the U.S. and China and other nations. And that product, along with the other stuff they produce, is what's killing Americans. And that's why it's paramount to concentrate our efforts on removing all dealers and traffickers from Moore County. Let them go somewhere else to peddle their murderous product. Steve Adams is the exact right man at the exact right time to lead this fight. He'll surround himself with the best chief deputy in the best department possible, then he'll take the fight to the street where it belongs. Steve knows that also means providing protection and education to our schools. Enough with the talk about a war on drugs. It's time to get serious. You'll be hearing a lot more about Steve's plan to combat this evil that's slowly working its way into our community. And again, it's just one more reason why I'm supporting Steve Adams for sheriff.
Find out about Steve's plan at adamsforsheriff.com. That's adamsforsheriff.com. Paid for by Adams for Sheriff.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. More than 120 homes have been evacuated in Lynchburg, Virginia because of a potential dam break. Authorities say if the College Park Dam breaks, it will send 17 feet of water in the city of Lynchburg in 7 minutes. Reporter Ashley Ann is at the scene.
The water just rushing underneath that bridge next to the earthen dam there where most of the damage actually is. So the sidewalk that actually washed out from underneath and some damage that was done to the dam area at this time. morning.
Meanwhile, after days of on and off thunderstorms pounding downpours and saturated ground, much of the state of North Carolina saw strong storms move through Thursday and this morning. A flash flood warning remains in effect for much of the region through 8 p.m. Risk is once again moderate today along the Crystal Coast around Moorhead and Atlantic Beach. A moderate rip current risk still indicates that swimmers should use caution when entering the water. At Emerald Isle on Thursday, yellow flags were flying. 7 people were rescued, including several teenagers, after they were pulled out by rip currents in the afternoon at Emerald Isle. Their mother, Heather Hollinger, tells WITN News.
Less than a minute after I got down on the beach, the first lifeguard arrived, and then a full response, and everyone was wonderful, helping everyone.
More testimony today on Paul Manafort's spending habits as his trial on tax and bank fraud continues. More from CBS News correspondent Bill Raycall.
Lawyers for the prosecution have already relayed evidence they say show Manafort personally directed millions of dollars in international wire transfers to pay for high-end suits and more than $3 million in home improvements, money they say he was trying to hide from the IRS. Manafort's lawyers say they will pin blame for any illegal conduct on his longtime deputy, Rick Gates, who is expected to testify for the prosecution.
The North Carolina Board of Education Chair Bill Colby has resigned at 79. You're listening to NCN News.
My precious baby is talking? And there's a word I wanted to talk to you about, beginning with your driving.
My baby is talking in complete sentences?
You waste so much gas with your right foot and your jackrabbit starts. I could toss like cookies.
My little boy is backseat driving.
And he's up on the highway, too. Every 10 miles, over 60 miles per hour is like paying 40 cents more a gallon. That's like about 400 balloons for me.
You can count to 400?
401. And your tires? If you keep them properly inflated, you can save even more.
Oh, wait till I tell Daddy.
Dada? He's costing us big time, too, with all that junk in his trunk. How's he gonna pay for my college, my braces, my tattoo?
Don't cry. I'll drive smarter.
That's not the problem. I got junk in my trunk.
Get hundreds of dollars worth of money-saving gas tips and help the environment at the Alliance to Save Energy's website, drivesmarterchallenge.org.
Can that announcer dude change me, please?
A former employee of an immigrant shelter in Arizona is charged with 11 sex offenses for allegedly abusing teenage boys housed there. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette has more from New York.
Le'Veon Pacheco, who's HIV positive, is accused of abusing 8 unaccompanied male teens in 2016 and 17 at a shelter run by Southwest Key near Phoenix. ProPublica broke the story. Reporter Michael Gravel on why the abuse was not reported.
Especially in this population, there is this fear that if you come forward and report abuse, it might affect your immigration case.
Pacheco has pleaded not guilty. Southwest Key is the largest organization the federal government contracts with to house immigrant children. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
Charges have been filed against a woman involved in a crash that killed 3 members of an Archdale family while they were vacationing earlier this summer. The family was on a cross-country vacation when they were involved in a head-on crash in Utah. When the Columbus County Board of Education meets on Monday, one of the items on the agenda concerns possibly closing one or more of the county schools. In April, Columbus County School Finance Officer Terry Dudney said that the school system would be almost $500,000 over budget if major changes weren't made. There's a killer lurking off the Florida coast. Victims are washing ashore from Naples to Tampa.
Ozzie Fisher has been a fishing guide here for more than 20 years and is already seeing cancellations.
It's hard to breathe around it. It stinks.
It really stinks. Imagine if you paid $5,000 to come here on vacation and you tell your wife and your 3-year-old to go on the beach and breathe this in. You can't do that. And, I mean, it's bad.
The toxins can be harmful to humans, too, causing respiratory illnesses for some beachgoers. The algae and bacteria are usually found in pockets, but this year they've mushroomed over 150 miles.
CBS's Manuel Bojorges. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
That gravy train of moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, bringing that tropical air into the region, continues again today, but it comes to an end tonight, and especially so tomorrow. And what that means, lesser chances for rain into the weekend. Now, we still have our flash flood watch in effect for parts of the area through this evening. Some of the rain we see, especially this afternoon, will be heavy at times, the high in the low to mid-80s. Early evening showers and storms, then partly cloudy tonight with the low in the low 70s. A small chance for a storm Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, cloudy sky, 72 degrees, humidity maxed out again at 100%, dew point 72, pressure 3018, winds east-southeast at 3, visibility down a notch to 9 statute miles. It's 8:13. Let's take a quick look at your Sand Hills news for this Friday morning. As a Moore County Commissioner, Nick Paserno often rallied against General Assembly for continually reducing the amount of state lottery proceeds going to pay for building new schools. The pilot reporting that now he's getting a chance to impact the lottery. State House Speaker Tim Moore has appointed Nick to the 9-member Lottery Commission. Paserno served 8 years as a commissioner before deciding in 2016 not to seek re-election. He got quite a surprise earlier this month when he learned of his appointment. Moore County's 2 state representatives, fellow Republicans Jamie Bowles and Alan McNeil, recommended Paserno. Paserno has been adamant that the state honor the promise it made when the education lottery was created back in 2005. He said he was shocked when he got word that he had been appointed to a 5-year term. Paserno said he's looking forward to the challenge and will work real hard to do a great job to make sure the lottery runs smoothly and effectively. And the Moore County Sheriff's Office has arrested 3 individuals for drug-related charges. During a search, deputies seized 10 doses of crack cocaine, 1 gram of powder cocaine, and drug paraphernalia, and along with $1,800 in currency. And the street value of the drug seized was approximately $320, resulting in the arrest of Lee Andrew Alston Jr., 45, Jeffrey Jermaine McFadder, 41, and Brittany Nicole Scott, 29, all of Carthage, and all charged with possession with intent to sell and deliver cocaine, as well as other drug-related charges. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning, but stand by. Here comes your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB. It is 8:17.
Sports. I'm Josh Zach. Ian Poulter has a 1-shot lead over Ricky Fowler and Patrick Cantlay after he fired an opening round 8 under 62 to take the lead in the first round of the PGA Bridgestone Invitational at Firestone. Tiger Woods had his best opening round of the year, a 66, and he's 4 strokes back off the lead at the start of today's second round in just about an hour. Speaking of Tiger, he's denying an ESPN report that he and Phil Mickelson have firmed up an exhibition match that would take place Thanksgiving weekend at Shadow Creek in Las Vegas. Woods, after his opening round at Bridgestone, said nothing's been signed and nothing's confirmed. Last month, Golf.com reported Woods and Mickelson were contemplating a winner-take-all $10 million match. A bit of news out of PNC Arena that will, pardon the euphemism, make some Carolina Hurricanes fans throw up in their mouths. Jeff Skinner is now a Buffalo Sabre. In a trade with Buffalo, Carolina acquired prospect forward Cliff Pugh and 3 draft picks, including a second-round selection in 2019. Skinner's got a year left on his contract before he becomes an unrestricted free agent. And Hurricanes president and GM Don Waddell, on a conference call during last night's trade, was asked if the team reached out to him to negotiate an extension.
We did not. We just felt that Jeff played for 8 years and haven't made the playoffs, and it's his fault. But when you come time to have extra draft picks in today's day with salary caps, and if you have an opportunity to improve your team during the year to have those extra picks, we just made a decision early on that we would listen to people, and if there's a deal that made some sense to us, we would move in that direction.
North Carolina is honoring Hall of Fame basketball coach Roy Williams by putting his name on the court. UNC says it will dedicate Roy Williams Court on August 24th. Roy has 842 career victories as head coach at Kansas and UNC. He so far led the Tar Heels to 3 NCAA championships. This is NCN Sports.
In June, North Carolinians began receiving new Medicare cards, and scammers posing as Medicare representatives were already making calls demanding a processing fee. Other fraudsters are trying to get bank account information by saying a refund is owed. Remember, Medicare never charges a processing fee, never asks enrollees for a bank account number, and no refunds are owed. Protect yourself with AARP Fraud Watch Network. Learn more about this free service at states.aarp.org/stop-fraud.
Darlington Raceway. This is tradition.
The white flag flies for Bobby Allison.
This is iconic.
Petty appears to be smoking, and Gale now is pulling away.
This is legendary.
Truex is at the wall, and it's Hamlin going to the lead.
Come celebrate 7 decades of NASCAR at Darlington Raceway this Labor Day weekend. Purchase your tickets today by calling 866-459-RACE or visit darlingtonraceway.com.
South Carolina is just right.
Defending national champion Alabama is the unanimous number 1 in the preseason coaches poll, with Clemson clocking in at number 2 and Ohio State ranking 3rd. The Crimson Tide received 61 first-place votes from a panel of major college coaches in the poll, and Alabama just last season won its 5th national championship under Coach Nick Saban, beating Georgia in overtime in the college football playoff national title game. The Bulldogs were ranked 4th by the coaches, and Oklahoma was 5th. Rounding out the top 10 were Washington, Wisconsin, Miami, Penn State, and Auburn. Now, the ACC also received 2 more nods in the top 25 of the coaches' preseason poll, with Virginia Tech ranking 17th and Florida State 19th. The AP preseason poll comes out August 20th. Josh, Zach, NCN Sports.
Hey, Jerry, have you seen the new menu at the Hickory Tavern?
Seen it. Try to keep up, will you, Charles? I've already been sampling.
Well, don't just sing it. Bring it. Tell me about it.
For starters, you got to try the Hickory Tavern's new flatbread. The barbecue chicken flatbread is my favorite. Roasted chicken, barbecue sauce, red onion, jack and cheddar, then drizzled with sour cream and cilantro. And here's something you won't find anywhere else. The Hawaiian pork, yes, pork ribeye, marinated for 48 hours in a pineapple, ginger, soya, and sesame recipe, served with tavern greens and fries, and reasonably priced too. Hey, where you going?
Where do you think, Jerry? Time to fuel up at the Hickory.
I got you blocked in. I bet I beat you there.
As we always say, the Hickory Tavern. Come for the game. Stay for the food.
Hey, it's Keith again from Sweet Dreams Mattresses and More in Southern Pines. I'm here to remind you that our Tempur-Pedic 4-model closeout sale is winding down, and these models are going fast, and everything must go. I have 1 model left at 60% off and a few left at up to 40% off. But hurry, once these 4 models are gone, so are the savings. And of course, our Dream Team will not only deliver your new bed, but they'll take your old mattress, a tax-deductible donation, and donate it to a local family in need. At the locally owned Sweet Dreams Mattresses and More, across the entry from Goodwill in Southern Pines. Better sleep, sweeter dreams.
Jerry, I think it's about time for you to give our listeners your new slogan.
On the line with us, we're praying Bill Smith with Bill Smith Performance Pre-Owned right there at the corner of Morganton Road and OUS 1 in Southern Pines. And Bill, your lot is always filled with the newest, best-looking cars you can put your eyes on. Tell us how you do it.
And you're right, Steve. One of the hardest parts of this job is to find cars that are almost in perfect condition, that are popular cars at a great price. We have Toyota Camrys, we have Lexuses, we have Mazda 6s, we have a Mazda CX-5, and Volkswagen just got in a Volkswagen diesel Passat. Lots of cars, lots of savings, and all of our cars are Carfax certified. So if you're looking for a specialty vehicle, before you make that buying decision, before you think about buying new, you have to come see us right here, Bill Smith's Performance Pre-Owned, corner of Old US 1 and Morganton Road in Southern Pines.
Boy, I'll say more. Foghorn Leghorn here. Y'all know that I am not only a chicken, I am an authority on chicken. There's another chicken expert here in this town, Lowe's Foods. Well, I don't know about you, son, but I'm very particular about my chicken salad. I say about my chicken salad, and I haven't found anything that touches Lowe's chicken grape salad yet. And judging by how much they sell, I have a lot of company on the hunt for the best fried chicken, and I say the best fried chicken in town. Bingo, Lowe's again. Don't take my word for it, son. Check out the Lowe's fried chicken yourself. And something else. I don't know about you. I'll say I don't know about you, but I like shopping at places where people seem to like what they do. Lowe's, I say Lowe's Grocery is just that kind of place. Lowe's has a great product selection, true, but the people make the difference, boy. Give them a try and tell them Foghorn Leg. I say tell them Foghorn Leghorn sent you.
That's all, folks.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Today I'm going to do something I've never done. I'm going to tell a joke. I promised Miriam Chu I would give her credit, so thank you, Miriam. Disclaimer, this joke is in no way scripturally correct. A politician died. He went to heaven. Now, I know you're all thinking, what? Well, the person who met him was new and said he didn't know what to do either. They'd never had a politician there before. He figured it had to be a mistake. He decided to send him down below and let the politician decide for himself. Well, when he got there, he was surprised to see people playing golf, laughing, drinking, and in short, doing all the things he loved so much. He and his buddies spent the day talking about the old days and all the promises they had made. One of their favorite topics was about all the money they'd weaseled out of Moore County. Okay, I just threw that in. It's not really part of the joke. When the politician got back, he told him he'd decided that while heaven was nice, he'd rather spend eternity with his buddies, having a good time. When he got back down below, he knocked on the door. He was extremely surprised to be greeted by fire, brimstone, people screaming in agony. He asked Satan what happened. This was such a pleasant place. Satan looked at him, smiled, and said, "Oh, you were here during the campaign. Last night you voted. Welcome to reality." Hope everyone has a nice weekend. And thanks again, Miriam, from the Zumwalt Zone.
That gravy train of moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, bringing that tropical air into the region, continues again today, but it comes to an end tonight, and especially so tomorrow. And what that means, lesser chances for rain into the weekend. Now, we still have our flash flood watch in effect for parts of the area through this evening. Some of the rain we see, especially this afternoon, will be heavy at times, the high in the low to mid-80s. Early evening showers and storms, then partly cloudy tonight with the low in the low 70s. A small chance for a storm Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1. What day is that?
Friday.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Friday.
Guess what?
What?
This weekend.
2-day weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah. You ready for it?
Come on, I'm ready.
You really ready?
I am ready. We're running for it. I'm ready already. Let's get to it.
Okay. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Hold your ears, folks. It's showtime.
Hand me down the walking cane. Hand me down my hat. Hurry now and don't be late, 'cause we ain't got time to chat. You and me, we're going out to catch a late sound. Guaranteed to blow your mind so high you won't come down. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band. Man, you've never heard a sound like the rubber band. Man, you're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam. Oh, this dude is out of sight. Everything he does seems to come out right. Once I went to hear them play at a club outside of town. I was so surprised, I was hypnotized by the sound his cats put down. When I saw this short fat guy stretch a band between his toes, hey, I laughed so hard 'cause the man got down when it finally reached his nose. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band. You never heard a sound like the rubber band. Man, you're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM and 104.1 FM and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm the Leader Man's ugly sidekick, Matt Horsley. Good morning.
Don't forget, nobody's arguing with Matt's statement. And don't forget, also, we're being seen around the world and can prove it. simply by using our live video feed of the program. That's available to you at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link that will get you there if you're on a mobile device. Your YouTube app will get you there. Just put Mornings with the Leader Man, all one word, like it sounds, into the search engine. If you're on a mobile device just needing our crystal clear digital audio stream, we suggest tune in, iTunes, many other platforms to play us. Just put WEEB in the search, and we should appear at the top. If you're on a website, it's always there in the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages, an icon that says Listen Live. Tap that once, and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills, pretty much what you've been hearing forever. Mostly cloudy, thunderstorms likely today, high of 83. Tonight, more of the same, a little 73. Our chances for showers and thunderstorms lessen tomorrow, but do not go away. Partly cloudy, scattered showers tomorrow, 86 for a high. Tomorrow night, possible thunderstorms, a little 73. Sunday, partly cloudy, scattered showers, high of 91. Heat index around, you guessed it, 97. There is a ray of sunshine on the horizon. Dew points, at least according to the long-term model, should be backing off to the upper 60s beginning on Tuesday, but that's still a long ways away, so that could change.
Ray of sunshine perhaps being not the best choice of words.
Yeah, well, ray of hope.
There you go.
Right now, winds are east-southeast at 3, visibility at 9 statute miles, pressure 3018, dew point 72, humidity maximum 100%, and it's cloudy 72. Still here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Of course, the Farm Day festivities begin today in Robbins, and the Adams for Sheriff campaign will be up there. Booth number 89 was where we'll be. And we'd like you to come by and let us give you our literature, meet you, listen to you and your ideas, what you need. And if you want a bumper sticker, ask for one. We're just not going to throw those in people's hands because they're very expensive. These are the kinds that come off. So,
not as you drive.
No. You know, when the campaign's over, you can peel it off without damage to your automobile, or you can put them on your window.
I'm not going to want to take mine off.
No, it instantly appreciates your car's value by 20-25%.
Oh, at least.
Yeah, a friend of mine yesterday, one of my rich friends, who drives a Mercedes SUV and a Porsche, wouldn't put it on his Porsche, but he did put it on his Mercedes. I went, wow, value of that car just went up. So anyway, if you want a bumper sticker, be sure to ask for it at the booth. We'll be glad to give you one, as long as supplies last. Because we need the exposure out there. We need folks to actually display them and show the support that that we actually have out there. 4,000 of you signed our petition, but we need many more voters on top of that come Election Day, because we actually do have a plan to save Moore County multiple millions of dollars, whereas our opponents pretty much their plan's the same as all bureaucrats. Whatever the problem, hire more people to do it and more equipment and charge the taxpayer for it. And that's pretty much why government just keeps bloating up. It's always another problem, and the cure is more people, more equipment, and more of your tax money. That's what we got to change. All right, so we're going to be there today from, it opens at 6 today, and it goes to like midnight. They have a lot of bands that play, and they got 3 stages out there for the bands to play on. So, but then they have the street where all the vendors are. So I guess we'll hang out till either the crowds quit or 9 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow we'll be there from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. A long day.
And honestly, if you've never been to Robbins Farm Days, it's a good time. It's quite an event.
Yeah. So, or until the crowds stop. And I know they have some performances on Sunday, too. So you can check the pilot. They got the itinerary there along with the pilot website, along with the band schedule. But there's so much entertainment, you won't be able to absorb it all, because when they have two bands playing on two different stages, you can't listen to them both. You got to make a choice. So we hope to see you out there. It's Robin's Farm Days. It's going on tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. All right. We will not be there on Sunday, though, just to let you know. That's more of a listen to gospel music band day thing. And they have two parades. One's a horse parade. I asked him, I said, is there any charge to be in the parade? He says, no. I said, what do you have to have? He says, well, you have to have a horse to be in the horse parade and a tractor to be in the tractor parade. Well, lacking both of those, so we'll be at our booth observing the parade.
Well, you have a Horsley?
Huh?
You have a Horsley?
What's a Horsley?
I'm a Horsley, Steve.
I knew we'd get there today, so there we are. Somehow, some way we get there. All right. Got a couple of things that need to wrap up from last hour.
Brought to you by Adams for Sheriff.
Brought to you by Adams for Sheriff. Where did I put it? There it is. This guy's been on the line all morning. I wanted to talk about the border wall. All right, good morning. It's your turn.
Yeah, this government shutdown over funding the border wall. I mean, I know it has a lot of people screaming, get rid of ICE and all these poor people coming to our country looking for a better life. I get it. A lot of suffering in the world. But look, if you feel so strongly about illegals coming into this country because you just want them to live in a free society with their kids, American dream, yada, yada, then here's what I'll do for you, okay? I'll put them on a bus and pay for their ticket straight to your doorstep, okay? I mean, that way, if you feel so strongly about this, you can feed them, clothe them, educate them, give them a place to live. Teach them all about the good old USA on your dime. I mean, I think that'd be great. What a super person you are. But you know what I think? You don't want to get within 100 miles of any of them. You want the government and, most importantly, my tax money to take care of it for you so you can sing Kumbaya with all your do-gooders at the protest march. And by the way, national debt, 21 trillion people, that's not good. In fact, it's a big problem. And it costs tons of money to let these people into our country. Just the facts. Look, I got to let you go.
Oh, I was going to ask him some questions. He's right.
Kind of singing to the choir here.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's that time of the week where, I can see it on my meter, where the satellite is weaseling in on our signal here. Takes it away.
Over your radio on KJU More Music last freedom. What a morning, dude! Quack, quack. We crazy like you, America. Crazy government shutdown. Oh, what are you talking about? What wrong? You government not work? You a terrible country. North Korea never shut down. We never been better. Economy up 178% is a world record. And you want to build wall on border? We not need wall here in North Korea. Ain't that right, color one?
That's right, almighty leader.
See?
Because if you get close to border, soldier will shoot you.
Silence! Get back to making missiles! We have so much fun here, don't we?
No!
Silence! It's just so wacky this morning. Moscow, take credit for more great economy. Unlike you, America. Go build your wall.
Well, thank goodness that the satellite's not overhead long enough to take over for too long. But Yeah, he takes over everybody's radio signal as he goes across like an eclipse. All right, rim shot morning time this morning. David Arquette doesn't want to get a vasectomy. He already has something that keeps him from impregnating women. It's called being David Arquette. Warner Brothers is developing a reboot of an NBC sitcom, Alf. Remember Alf? In related news, Alf is spending all day deleting his offensive tweets. A Fantasy Island movie is in the works. The success of Mission Impossible showed producers how much moviegoers love dwarfs. Kylie Jenner makes $1 million per paid Instagram post. That's right, big deal. Roseanne loses tens of millions of dollars per tweet. Charlie Sheen says he's been blacklisted in Hollywood, which is crazy because from all accounts, he's a delight to work with, isn't he? Johnny Depp says his ex, Amber Heard, punched him in the face twice. Can you blame her? He just taken her to the premiere of The Lone Ranger. Barack Obama, Matt's favorite president of all time, I say of all time.
Second favorite.
Celebrated his 57th birthday. Celebrates his 57th birthday tomorrow. Did you get him anything?
You know, I didn't. I didn't know it was his birthday.
Well, he's going to celebrate his 57th birthday tomorrow, unless Trump undoes that too. He's working on it. Or as Trump knows it, Saturday. Say what?
Undoes it?
I said undoes it, didn't I?
You did not.
My bad. Incorrect grammar. Unexcusable.
It is, and now you can't undoes it.
Apple just became the first $1 trillion publicly traded U.S. company. I just wonder if that means the money will trickle down and soon, and I'll soon make more than 67 cents a day, replied iPhone assembly workers in China.
That guy that got pulled over for using his phone as a headlight on his motorcycle for a long time.
We're on my jokes right now.
I know. It's relevant. That was not an Apple 6. Couldn't have been because the battery doesn't last that long.
Well, anyway, Apple became the first $1 trillion publicly traded U.S. company. You know, who knew forcing consumers to constantly upgrade their very expensive devices would work out for Apple in their favor, right? Prosecutors in the Paul Manafort tax evasion trial revealed that Manafort bought a $15,000 ostrich bomber jacket and an $18,500 Python blazer, which means Manafort now faces additional aggravated douchebaggery charges. And Brookstone has filed for bankruptcy, so more devastating news for anyone who was looking to drop $200 on a massage neck pillow that doubles as a travel mirror. Now, Brookstone's that store you walk in and you say to about every product, boy, that's cool, it looks good, you know, whatever, and then you see the price and you go, but ridiculously priced.
That's an accurate assessment.
You know, you say, I'd love to have any of this if I was willing to pay that much for it. But since I'm not, I won't ever have any of this.
Not interested in spending $400 for a pocket-sized drone.
But anyway, they're shutting down all their stores except the ones in the airports. There you go, figure.
Because everything there, it'll seem like a bargain in the airport.
Especially the foreigners that come in. America! Look! Cool. Must be cheap. I'll buy. All right, let's move on. What do you say we go find some bad guys this morning, shall we?
My pretty, and your little dog too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate. Bad
bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad treats, you go to school and learn.
All right, my friends, it's time once again. Straight across the floor in the style of the Duke, the coolest guy who ever walked the floor, John Wayne. Open up our closet doors. Look at all 30 of our Liberty safes. Today we're going to go to Liberty safe number 26. We'll open it, put our secret password in it, and open her up and let Matt reach in and grab the weapon of choice for today.
Steve, today I'm going to give you another full-size pistol. This is in steel. Nice big gun. It's an EAA Tanfoglio Witness, chambered in 10 millimeter.
All right, well, we'll throw that into the holster, pin on our badge, grab 5 cans of Super Whoop Ass as we get ready to head out the door now in relentless pursuit of stupid criminal news. Stupid criminal news number 1. Look, when the heart wants a chalupa, the heart going to do crazy things to get that chalupa. Am I saying that right? Chalupa?
Chalupa, but I didn't understand the rest of what you said.
What is a chalupa?
A chalupa is kind of a flatbread thing with, it's kind of like a taco wrapped in flatbread.
Okay. Why don't they just say burrito?
It's not a burrito. It's quite different, but it's more like a taco than a burrito. It's got...
California thing.
No, it's a Taco Bell thing.
Anyway, the Minnesota Department of Public Safety just released some data. It shows how culinary I am, right?
Yes, you're. If you don't know Taco Bell, you are a loser in the culinary world.
I mean, I'm Mr. Eat It, Need It here. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety just released some data from last month when the cops did a special crackdown on speeding and reckless driving. They gave out, get this, 14,611 speeding tickets. And that was just the first hour. Anyway, but one really stands out.
What did the other officers do?
And it's the ticket that went to a guy who got busted for doing 99 miles per hour because he was, quote, trying to make it to Taco Bell before it closed.
Yeah, I understand.
You know that 2 a.m. closing sneaks up on you.
I like Taco Bell.
Especially when you're high. Unfortunately, because the cop pulled him over, we're guessing he missed the window. And you say, how fast was the cop going? That's one of those cops goes, I finally get to run this bad boy out. 140 on the speedometer. And no, it will not do 160 like it says. Stupid criminal news number 2 this morning. Well, this is rare. A computer virus actually did something good for a change.
It is rare.
Yeah, got your curiosity up now, don't we, guys?
Yes, you do.
22-year-old scumbag near Gary, Indiana, named Joseph Harvey was using his phone last Wednesday when a message popped up that his activity was being monitored by the FBI. Then his phone shut off and wouldn't come back on.
OMG.
Now, if he just borrowed someone else's phone or Googled it on the computer, he would have found out it was a computer virus. The FBI doesn't really watch him.
Well,
or do they?
Yeah, maybe they do or maybe they don't, but that wasn't what was happening there.
Only if they're going after Trump. He being a Trump voter, they might be looking at you.
Yeah.
But instead, he went to the police station and turned himself in for downloading child pornography. It turned out he was trying to download some illegal content when the FBI popped up. See, that's another reason I go to these little porn sites, and especially the fringe stuff they get that's illegal, because that's where the viruses are, hanging out, waiting on you. Because you're going to turn them in for, I know, downloading porn from a kiddie porn site. when my phone went out, we got a virus.
What a dirtbag.
Yeah. Anyway, turns out he was trying to download some illegal content when the FBI message popped up. So he assumed it was real, being the mastermind he was, and decided he'd be better off turning himself in than trying to run.
DL, cut me a break.
The police were able to get his phone working again and found several things he'd already downloaded. He's facing a felony charge of possession of child pornography now. They get those sex offender charges put on him, too, and be a registered sex offender for the rest of his life when he gets out of the pokey.
Good.
And that's your stupid criminal news for this Friday. Okay. 8:48, 48 down past the hour. Let's move on to Matt's favorite part of the program.
And now it's time for
Random facts.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, we can count to 4. Maybe we'll get to 5. Let's see how we do today.
Hey, check this out. I can count to 1, Steve.
Jeff Goldblum. His only Oscar nomination came in 1996, and not for acting. A movie he directed called Little Surprises was nominated for Best Live Action Short.
You ever heard of it?
No, nor have I heard of the category. Nor have I ever watched the one from that category.
And why they have a race car driver getting an Oscar, I don't know.
Well, that's the Oscars. They got so many categories, everybody goes home with the trophy tonight. It's kind of like school kids, a participation trophy.
Yeah, it's getting that way.
There's only 3 countries in the world where your boss is more likely to be a woman than a man. That's Jamaica, Colombia, and St. Lucia. Looney Tunes cartoons were originally created by Warner Brothers as a way to showcase new music. Obviously, the cartoons themselves became much more popular. Of course, you can't see them today because, they're too violent. Yeah, please. I don't know how I ever survived being a child without all this intervention we see today.
Yeah, and fortunately, kids don't see any violence. They've cleaned it all out of the video games and Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine to have War of the Worlds on your cell phone, but can't watch a Looney Tunes cartoon. It's too violent. The red phone, that is a direct connection between the Pentagon to Russia, has never been red or a phone. It was originally a teletype machine, then a fax machine, and now it's just an email account. And NSYNC made a cameo in Star Wars 2, Attack of the Clones. George Lucas' daughter loved them, so he put them in the background of a scene. But they were cut out of the final version.
But she got the director's cut, so he got his benefit there.
Well, the director's cut ended up on the floor.
Yeah, but you know how they did the DVDs.
Let's see here. Well, let's beat up on Matt. We got time to do that. We haven't beat up on you much this week, Matt. I apologize, but...
You didn't beat up on me because I get the answers right.
We'll try to make up for it right now.
Good luck.
Okay, let's match the mouth, shall we? Our little Friday thing we do.
Bring it on, Stephen.
First, we'll start out with today's impossible question. Parents will spend roughly $1,450 on this during the summer. What is it?
Duct tape.
Well, I'm sorry, I haven't put it up yet. There it is.
That's how we kept our kids quiet. That's how we kept our kids quiet.
Well, obviously, it's wrong. It's food and drinks for your kids.
It was right for me, and that was just one visit to Disneyland, $1,400.
The number one complaint that a woman wants to hear is... I'm sorry, the number one compliment.
Compliment.
A woman wants to hear is... Pay attention, guys.
Have you lost weight?
That would be good, but it's wrong.
It's not wrong. It's right.
You have a nice smile. How would you know? I wasn't smiling around you, scumbag. According to USA Today.
How often have you heard that, Steve?
Well, just yesterday. According to the USA Today, 1 out of every 11 shoppers takes something without paying for it and without realizing it. That's just a fact. They didn't want the question. According to recent research,
I did that.
These people are thinner and happier.
I did that, and I took it back and said, here, I shoplifted this. Now, we've had a next law enforcement officer say, don't do that. Just take it back quietly or pay for it. But
get back on my page now, Matt. According to recent research, these type of people are thinner and happier.
There's a note on the margin on your page, Steve. These people are thinner and happier. Meth users.
Now that his brain is called up. Warning people. 1 in 8 people wait for how long before changing or washing their sheets?
1 in 8 wait for 3 weeks.
I'll give you credit for over a month. It costs about $1.3 billion a year for this to operate all the exit signs found in buildings in America. Of course, it's electricity.
The government.
It's electricity. About 7 out of 10 people don't know this about themselves. This is a measurement of something in their body.
What number?
7 out of 10 people do not know this.
Don't know this.
Measurement about one of the bodily measurements.
The length of the, well, let's say the size of their waist.
Cholesterol levels.
I don't know mine. I just know.
Then you're one of the 7.
I just know I take a statin for it.
All right, let's spy the lie.
Yes, let's do that.
All of the following were minor characters in the Winnie the Pooh books except for one. Spy the lie. The Lost Woodsman, Huffalumps, Woozles, Jaguars, and Uncle Robert.
The Lost Woodsman.
Are you a Winnie the Pooh person?
Well, I was a child at one time, Steve.
That is correct. All of the following are real Winnie the Pooh movies that have been produced except for one.
Uh-oh.
Spy the lie. Winnie the Pooh and the Sad Man. Winnie the Pooh and Christmas 2. Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year. Winnie the Pooh, A Valentine for You. And Winnie the Pooh, A Busy Day.
Winnie the Pooh and a Sad Man.
That is correct.
Yes, it is.
Are you looking over here at my sheet?
Yes, I'm cheating. I'm seeing the reflection
cheating
off your smiling teeth, Stephen.
I think you're cheating.
You are.
All right, all of the following.
Get on with it.
Can you see that?
I'm not cheating.
All of the following are names of real baseball players who played in the majors over the years except for one.
Uh-oh.
Spy the lie. Was it Urban Shocker, Chicken Wolf, Ronaldo Donaldo, Razor Shines, Tim Spoonabagger?
What were the first two?
Urban Shocker, Chicken Wolf.
It was Urban Shocker, Steve.
You know I get you eventually. It was Ronaldo Donaldo.
Ronaldo Donaldo.
What's your name? Ronaldo Donaldo. I had a guy I went to school with. His name was Toby. He was a nice guy, friend of mine. And his last name was Dobie. And every time we were like at the Y or something like that, and you had to give your name, they said, what's your name? He said, Toby. And he says, your last name, Dobie? And the guy would look up at him like, you're jerking my chain.
Screwing me.
You're jerking my chain, aren't you? No, that's my real name. Yeah, right, kid. Give me your name.
Paging Dobie, Mr. Toby Dobie.
That'll give you a little complex. All right, so it goes for this Friday and this week. Have yourself a great, safe weekend. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow. Monday. We'll see you at Farm Days tonight and tomorrow. So be sure to come by. Booth number 89. Love to see you there. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on the airways because they're the backbone of our economy here in Moore County. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create jobs. And don't forget, millions of Americans have fought and died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man, and Nick and Colt the Dog. We'll see you also at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Dog Park.
We're running for public office. Sophocles said, rather fail with honor than succeed by fraud. I'm Matt Horsey. I'll be back with Steve on Monday at 7 o'clock. In the meantime, stand by for Chris Plant and Rush Limbaugh at noon.
When I come back.